Hello friends, Ace Botany, next episode. This episode deals with the photosynthesis, sixth one, last part, mainly factors. So for convenience, I will share the screen. I think screen came. So we can proceed. So what all topics we'll be discussing the last part of photosynthesis? Here I written mainly factors, external, internal, law of limiting factors, light, carbon dioxide, temperature, water, chlorophyll, products of photosynthesis, how it inhibits or stops, C3, C4 plant comparison, a table from NCERT, then as usual, 5 theory question, 5 NEET model question. So we can proceed. Factors affecting photosynthesis, here we can find. Factors. So first we should know what is meant by the term factors. So factors generally mean it can be an item or items, event or events, process or processes that is connected or regulating or affecting a result. Any area, this definition we can apply, including our studies. So factors in photosynthesis, it can be broadly classified into two, internal and external factors that we'll be studying after this next topic, law. So next topic for us is one of the famous law in photosynthesis, law of limiting factors. This one. It is proposed by a scientist called Blackman, 1905, NCERT, page number 149, March 24 edition reprint. So famous question. Theory question as well as NEET model question. What is the idea behind it? If a chemical process is affected by more than one factor, that is at least two, then its rate will be determined by the factor which is nearest to its minimal value. It is a factor which directly affects the process if its quantity is changed. So minimal value. That is law of limiting factors. Very, very important one for exam point of view. Typical example from the photosynthesis itself we can take. If a plant is with, here we can find, plant is with the green leaves and optimal light carbon dioxide concentration, it may not do photosynthesis if the temperature is very low. So their temperature become limiting. I think idea is clear. Now factors broadly classified into two. Here you can find external factors and internal factors. Internal factors is otherwise called plant factors. That is an important term for exam. And these two will be asked as either theory or will be find the odd one, 3 from plant factor, 1 from external, 3 from external, 1 from internal, that way. So external factors means outside the plant body to include light, temperature, carbon dioxide concentration, water. Internal plant factors mainly concerned with the plant, that is leaves, number, size, age, orientation, and mesophyll. Again, chloroplast, internal carbon dioxide concentration, chlorophyll. Since it is a plant, even genetical events play a role. I think idea is clear. So this page is clear, everything given there. So it will be easy for you. Now we can proceed to second page. Now when we deal with the physiological process or procedures or experiments, if a factor is influencing, there are three principal values. These values are called cardinal points. Values may be familiar: minimum value, optimum value, and maximum value. How they differ, these three values? Minimum value means below which process will stop. Maximum value means beyond that process comes to stop. Optimum value means at this value, physiological process can continue indefinitely at its highest value. I think you got the idea what is cardinal points, even though not directly mentioned in NCERT. Now, external factors. First is light. Light we studied earlier, still just a repetition. So light is the visible part of the electromagnetic radiation, you already know. It ranges approximately between 390 to 760 nanometer. Along with you will be remembering a term PAR, photosynthetically active radiation. Is approximately ranges between 400 to 700 nanometer. So when we analyze photosynthesis, term itself, photo, the prefix, that means light. So concerned with the light, three factors we can identify. One is light intensity, and second is light quality, and third is light duration. So three factors: intensity, quality, duration. You want the NCERT? This is not fully explained, but still. So first is light intensity. So on the basis of tolerance to light intensity, plants can be classified into two. Different classification available here, ecologically two. One is called sheophytes. Sheophyte means shade-loving plant. That itself is a question. Heliophytes means light-loving plants. Helio means light. Now, light compensation point. Compensation point, different area may be here. Here it is light compensation point. That is the light intensity where no gaseous exchange in photosynthesis. Its value can change depending on environment. Now, next term similarly, saturation point, saturated, means the light intensity in which a plant can reach maximum amount of photosynthesis. Interesting fact is that light saturation occurs at 10% of the full sunlight. So what we are getting from sunlight, only 10% is required. That is why a famous statement is except for plants in shade or in dense forest, light is rarely a limiting factor in nature. Suppose a big canopy means that leaf part covering the upper part of the plant. This way light cannot be there, only light become limiting. And this line is given in NCERT page number 149, reprint March 24 edition. Next term is solarization, connected with the sun. That is how the term solarization. So that means beyond saturation point, photosynthesis begins to decline. And it is due to two events. One, photoinhibition, that is mainly connected with the water scarcity. Second is photooxidation, temperature. Now light intensity is getting over. Next term is linear relationship. What is meant by linear relationship? That means if one is increased, correspondingly other will also increase. That way the term goes. So there is a linear relationship between incident light and carbon dioxide fixation rate at low light intensity. As gradually increases, rate will increase. I think this page is clear. Now we can proceed to third one. At higher light intensity, gradually rate does not show further increase. Beyond that, there is no increase because other factors become limiting. Now, next time is light quality. Again, PIR, that is ranging between 400 to 700 nanometer. You'll be remembering maximum photosynthesis under blue, violet, and red. Minimum is in green. Next is duration of light. Duration of light normally does not affect the rate of photosynthesis, but it can have some effect in overall photosynthesis. And this graph is a famous graph. Your light intensity, your rate of photosynthesis, and this is the maximum. And here is the maximum rate of photosynthesis. So from here, it is gradually increasing. And in this curve, half will be increasing, half will be constant. This way it proceeds. So this is a maximum. And that is the light intensity maximum. I think graph is clear. And based on this graph, questions they'll be putting labeling. If possible, I will do some questions based on entrance, purely for entrance, 10 questions, 5 plus 5 first year, 5 plus, from second year, that way with a key and discussion. Then I'll put it again. Now, next factor is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, first question is, which is the major limiting factor in photosynthesis? It is carbon dioxide. Concentration of carbon dioxide is very low in atmosphere, you know it. And the value will be between 0.03 to 0.04%. Slight increase up to 0.05% can cause an increase in carbon dioxide fixation rate. Beyond this level, it goes on increasing, it is damaging over long periods. And that line again given in NCERT page number 150, March 24, reprinted issue. Again comes the term carbon dioxide compensation point. So what is meant by carbon dioxide compensation point? It's a comparison, equalizing. So when carbon dioxide concentration is reduced, suppose it is reduced, there comes a point at which eliminated plant parts stop absorbing carbon dioxide from their environment. It is the carbon dioxide compensation point or threshold value. And interestingly, at this value, carbon dioxide fixed in photosynthesis equals carbon dioxide involved in respiration or photorespiration. That is how the term carbon dioxide compensation point comes. I think up to that it is clear. Now comes a famous graph. So effect of carbon dioxide concentration on photosynthesis in C3, C4 plant. It is C4 here, it is C3 here. C4 can reach maximum photosynthesis when carbon dioxide concentration comes around this place, that is 350, 360. While C3 can hold carbon dioxide up to 450. That is the base of this diagram. So we can proceed. So C3 and C4 plants respond differently to carbon dioxide concentrations. First condition, at low light condition, neither groups responds to high carbon dioxide concentration, no much wrong. But when we come to at high light intensity, both C3 and C4 plants show increase in rate of photosynthesis. Now the third point, here you can find. C4 plant shows saturation about 360 microliter of carbon dioxide per liter of air. While C4 plants show value 360 microliter of carbon dioxide per liter of air. While C3, that will go up to saturation only beyond 450. Graph you can find. This is C4. marked here. And this is famous C3, around 450, 460. I think idea clear. So the unit is microliter of carbon dioxide per liter of air. C4 reach up to the saturation 360. C4, while C3 will be reaching around 450. So C4 360, C3 450. Values don't confuse, it is a usual question. C4 360 saturation, C3 450 saturation. So what it means? Under present atmospheric condition, carbon dioxide level is limiting to C3 plants because it can go up to 450. I think idea clear. Now, based on it, there is a famous term, carbon dioxide fertilization effect. What is the meaning? Fertilizer to increase the productivity. So, increase rate of photosynthesis when carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere increases. It will be beneficial for C3 plants. So, there will increase in productivity for certain greenhouse crops. And the two examples given in NCERT under greenhouse crops, one is tomato and one is bell pepper, usual question, and they'll be able to produce higher yield. But there is a side effect for it. So increase in carbon dioxide amount in atmosphere not generally beneficial because it leads to climatic changes. So C3 will be having some benefit when slight amount of carbon dioxide increased in atmosphere, and that even since it increases the productivity, it is called carbon dioxide fertilization effect. But generally when we look, increase in amount of carbon dioxide in atmosphere is not good since it is connected with the climatic changes. I think idea clear, the term also clear, carbon dioxide fertilization effect. Exam point of view are very important. Now comes temperature. See, all biochemical equations or reactions that take place in the living system is controlled by enzyme. They are called biological catalyst. NCERT says light reactions, temperature sensitive. Dark reaction, temperature control. So light reaction affected to much lesser extent comparing with the dark reaction. So more enzyme may be there. C4 plants can withstand comparatively more temperature than C3. That is their advantage, C4. C4 plants are more productive while C3 plants have much lower temperature optimum. C4 plant temperature will be 30 degree to 45 degree. They can withstand easily. C3 comparatively less, 10 to 25 degree. So tropical plants have higher temperature optimum than the plants of the temperate region. So this entire area we can find in NCERT page number 150, March 24 reprint edition. All NCERT, that is why they're asking for exam theory entrance. Now, next common is water. Here you can find the equation 12H2O is a must. Without that, no photosynthesis. So water is a substrate for photosynthesis in higher plants, no doubt. Water is also a byproduct. Here substrate, here byproduct. Very less water is utilized for photosynthesis. That value is important. Less than 1% in comparison with the total water absorbed by the plant. Less than 1%. That is why it is suggested normally water will not be a limiting factor for photosynthesis, just like light. When water stress is there, stomata will be closed. So carbon dioxide entry will be difficult. Wilting of leaves may due to water scarcity. We know that water cools down surroundings. Transport of material is helped by water. Biochemical reactions connected with the water. So water has to play a role as such, but less than 1% of water absorbed will be utilized for photosynthesis. I think idea clear. So external factors are getting over. Now comes internal factors or plant factors. See, this factor is exclusively connected with the plants, which include plant morphology, number of leaves, age, orientation, mesophyll, chloroplast, amount of internal chloroplast, chlorophyll, hormones, end product accumulation, plant canopy, or everything connected with the plants. Now, first we have to proceed with the chlorophyll structure, etc. We studied still. When we say chlorophyll, there is a number called photosynthetic number or assimilation number, not directly NCERT. So what it means? Assimilation number or photosynthetic number. It is the relationship between, up to here, now next page, between the chlorophyll and the photosynthesis. Originally, it is the amount of carbon dioxide in grams assimilated by 1 gram of chlorophyll per hour. That is a classical definition for photosynthetic number assimilation number. Once again, it is the relationship between the chlorophyll and photosynthesis. How we can define? Originally, it is the amount of carbon dioxide in grams assimilated by 1 gram of chlorophyll per hour. Emerson, we studied that name, Emerson, done a lot of experiments connected with the chlorophyll and photosynthesis. Emerson enhancement. Emerson have dropped that aspect, not in the syllabus still. Now, if more photosynthetic products accumulate, just imagine, in the mesophyll cell, automatically there is a decrease in the photosynthetic rate due to increase in the respiratory rate in the cell. So too much photosynthetic products accumulation in mesophyll cell will slightly retard this photosynthetic rates. Now, a famous table from NCERT, and that is the essence of photosynthesis. Here, NCERT given C3, C4, and the characters given here, and we have to choose from here. We have to do it. Typically, I done 2-3 questions. Here we can check. Number of carbon in primary carbon dioxide acceptor. C3, how many carbon? 5 carbon. Now C4, how many carbon? 3. RUBP and PEP. Now next one. Number of carbon in the primary carbon dioxide fixation product. C3 it is 3, PGA. C4 it is 4, that is oxaloacetic acid. That way we have to fill this. As I told you, it's essence. Options given here, from that we have to take. Same and a few more questions. Here we can try. Whether photorespiration is present at low light intensity, C3, C4 negligible. Now temperature optimum, C3 comparatively low, 20 to 25 degree, while C4 it is 30 to 40 or 45 degree. I think idea is clear. So essence of photosynthesis, we can anticipate question for theory and NEET exam. Now, few extra thing I given here. One is example I'll tell you, productivity. In C3 plants it is low, C4 plant it is high. Carbon dioxide compensation. C3 plants it is higher, C4 plants it is low. Next, example for C3, from there we can start. Rice, wheat, potato. Example for C4, maize, jawar, amaranthus, sugar cane. An example for camp plant, Siddham, Kalanjo, Opensia, pineapple. That itself is a question from these three. Now after that, CAM, lower photosynthetic rate. C4, higher photosynthetic rate. These are our previous questions, came in this manner, that is why I put separately. I think idea is clear. After that, 5 theory question, 5 NEET model question with the key. I think it is clear. So what all things we learned in this episode, last episode of photosynthesis, we can just pass through it. We started from what are the important items we'll be learning in this episode here. Then factors affecting photosynthesis. What is factors? After that, factors in photosynthesis, law of limiting factor, great scientist Blackman 1905, how we defined it. Then, typical example. After that, external factors, internal factors. Now, one by one, cardinal points. External factors, light. Under light, light intensity, quality, duration, their PAR number, then electromagnetic radiation ranges between, then light intensity, sheophyte and heliophyte. After that, light compensation point, saturation point, and how much light is required. That is around 10% of full sunlight. So it will be rarely limiting factor, except with a deep forest and canopy. Then solarization, effect of temperature, then linear relationship, gradual increase with one graph, famous graph of NCERT. Then light quality, duration of light. After that, we entered into carbon dioxide, major limiting factor, amount of carbon dioxide, slight increase will be beneficial. Then carbon dioxide compensation point, photosynthesis and respiration, equal amount of carbon dioxide. After that, again a graph, C4, C3 is compared. For C4, 360, 350 is sufficient here, while C3 can go up to 450, 460. Then, after that, carbon dioxide, fertilization effect, slight increase will be beneficial for C3 plants, and 2 plants, tomato, bell pepper, etc. And side effect of it, it may affect climatic change if slight increase in carbon dioxide. Then we came to temperature, light reaction temperature sensitive, then dark reaction temperature control. Then light reaction or dark reaction more effective will be for which plant? C4 plant temperature, C3 plant temperature. Then we entered into water, 12H2O. Again, less than 1% of water absorbed will be utilized from the entire water absorbed. After that, internal factors, plant factors connected with the plants, starting with the leaf, chlorophyll. Then what is meant by photosynthetic number or assimilation number. After that, a table from NCERT, important for exam point of view. Then C3, C4, total comparison, productivity, carbon dioxide compensation point. Then CAM, low photosynthetic rate, C4, higher photosynthetic rate. Then example for C3, C4, CAM. After that, 5 theory question, 5 NEET model question with the key. If you like this episode, subscribe all, like it, share it, comment on it. So 3 chapters of first year is getting over, 3 difficult chapters, plant growth and development, respiration, and photosynthesis. Now remaining topics are comparatively easy, more theoretical. Meanwhile, I will try to introduce 5 first year and 5 second year NEET model question with explanation gradually. So for time being, we can wind up. Thank you. We can meet later. Take care.